everyone. This is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show. We get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say in every episode, we got a great show for you.
We have Laura Aston, a very talented country artist from the UK. She has millions of online views in her country music journey and 4 UK country #1 singles, including Bible Paper Thin and Daddy's Life.
So, and we're excited to have her on.
We are.
We haven't done many UK people. I think she's our second one, or
maybe second.
So we're excited to tap into some of that market too. So we're excited to have her on. So Laura, welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for
definitely
being
our
here.
pleasure to have you on.
No.
I always like to start out the show kind of the same way in this day and time. How has COVID affected you? And what have you done to kind of maneuver through this crazy new maze we have?
It's affected. I've been quite lucky in terms I've still been able to go out to work and still been able to do the music from home. But I had 2 headline shows booked for last year, and we couldn't go ahead with it, obviously, with it being COVID and all that. But they are finally going ahead this year, you know.
Yes.
But I kept myself busy by doing covers, working on original music, interacting with my audience and going live. You know, that just kept me motivated and kept me going. And music, you know, it's been my saviour, let's say.
Yeah, that's just like for us, you know, we launched this show January of 2020. So a couple months before COVID really hit. And our original plan was to interview 100 guests our first year. And we thought that was
We're like, wow, that would be a lot. That would be stretching it.
And we really thought that would be pushing it. And then COVID happens. And I told Sandy, you know what? This could be our silver lining, you know, because being a new show, it's hard to get a lot of people to come on a new show. I was like, with everybody slowing down, we might be able to get artists we normally wouldn't have. And because of that, we did over 300 interviews last year.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That is so cool. So you got to look at the positives, haven't you? You've got to look at the positives. And it's been the same with me. Yeah, because I've been able to, you know, post covers and interact more because I'm not out gigging. You know, I've managed to build up the social media platform a lot more, which has been, you know, incredible. So, you know, there's a positive in every situation, isn't there? So,
right.
So what are some hobbies you like to do outside of music?
I'm quite boring. I don't really have any hobbies outside of music. It's always been singing for me, always performing, entertaining. I like making people laugh as well, get a buzz off that. But yeah, I think just making people happy, seeing people enjoying what I'm doing. But other than that, like socialising, I'm a people person, you know, all the normal stuff.
So somebody asked, can you sing a song later in the show? Can you sing a song for us?
Absolutely, of course I will. Yeah, okay. I'll do one of my originals for you.
We would love that. When we get there, I'll let you know.
We'll let you know. Yes.
So, what would you say is something quirky about you?
Quirky? Did you say?
Yeah, quirky. Kind of unusual.
Oh,
that people may not know.
I've got a few party tricks. I can't do them on here. No, I don't very well on here. But yeah, I've got a few party tricks that I can do up my sleeve, and I've had a few drinks. But yeah, I'm quite boring. I don't really have anything quirky. You know, it's all it's for me, really. And I think, you know, it's cliche, but I don't know what to do if it weren't singing. That is, you know, everything to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, you know, a lot of hosts would ask, when did you know you wanted to do music? I always like to go deeper than that. When did it actually click that this could be a career for you?
I think I've always imagined it being a career. I've always, you know, had the faith and that it's going to happen one day. But I was very, very young. I was 10 years old when I did my first ever performance. It was at my mum and dad's wedding. And just the reaction off the crowd and, you know, the lights being on me, and I thrived off it. I absolutely loved it, and I knew that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I really, really loved it. So yeah, 10, I'd say 10 years old.
Oh wow, I love that. Yeah, you just never know. Sometimes some artists it clicks when they become an adult. Sometimes it clicks at teenager. So you just
Yeah.
and I love the responses that we get because you just never know. But at some point, there's always that click where you're like, oh, this is actually a career for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very lucky. I found it really young, and I've worked on that dream ever since. I'm still working on that dream now.
Oh,
Are you there?
oh, there you are.
Yes,
Yeah,
it froze for a second.
I think you froze on your side. All of a
Yeah,
sudden, it was like,
yeah.
No.
It's working now.
gotta love technology, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You just, and can you imagine if COVID would have happened 10 years ago?
Oh, oh, I
Then
think it would have been even worse.
we wouldn't have the technology to do what we're doing today.
Yeah. Oh, you can't even imagine it, can you? It'd be absolutely awful. I suppose another silver lining, really, we have technology. We've still been able to keep in touch with close friends and family, and
Yeah.
all that good stuff, So
So,
Mhm.
as you know, a lot of people they see the glory of like a Blake Shelton, of a Miranda, of a Carey, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles that it takes not just to get to their levels, but even a career level within music. And I always want to talk about that because, as you know, nobody really talks about this side of it, the grind side, the sacrifice side, but we do. And I'm going to tell a quick story that'll kind of help guide us where I want this segment to go. But back in 2014, we interviewed Allison Steele from Two Steel Girls. And at that time, they were full time with music. And I asked Allison what advice she'd give an up and coming artist. I'll never forget what she said. She said, "This may sound funny coming from someone full time, but if you can see yourself doing something else, go do that and just keep this as a hobby." She goes, "Because the moment you want it to be a career, your life has to change because you no longer own your own life. Everybody kind of owns a piece of it. Your friends and relatives never understand. They invite you to weddings, to cookouts, to weekends, to holidays. But when you're in that grind mode, that special mode at the beginning of your career, you almost have to say no to everything so that you have that time to build that musical career. Then your family has to sacrifice," she went on, "where they kind of have to give you up to the world and be willing to share you with the world." But then she added, "But if you cannot see yourself doing anything else, then go all in. That's the only way that those kind of sacrifices could ever be worth it." What do you think of what she said? Let's talk about that side.
I think that's incredible. I think, she's bang on with that 100%. Nobody sees how much hard work goes in behind the scenes. They only see the wins. And honestly, I've got a great balance. I've found a good balance with my career and my work. I've got a little girl as well. But it's so hard. It's so hard because you do have to sacrifice family time a lot, a lot. You've got to be in this with everything that you've got because otherwise there's no point. And you've got to be in it for the right reasons. And like Alison said, if you look at it and you can't see yourself doing anything else, then go for it. And that's where I'm at. I can't see myself doing anything else. I don't enjoy anything else really. So I'm willing to make them sacrifices as hard as they are sometimes. And there's so many that I won't go into, but people need to see that side of things. So it is nice to talk about it, and I'm glad that you brought it up because I'm not just sitting here saying I work really hard and blah blah blah. It's so true. People don't see that side of things. They just see the end results, and they don't really like every cover that I put up. There's probably been about 100 attempts before I've got that one that I want to post. People don't see that; they just see the end result. So yeah, she's bang on with what she said there. Definitely.
And we understand exactly where y'all are coming from because
Yes.
building this show, we sacrifice so much. We don't have a life outside of between the show, between trying to work to stay afloat, 2 kids and all that. So we put everything into this show, and it's been 15 months and we've made zero money at this point, but we know the brand is building. But we still got this belief that one day we'll be the Bobby Bones, the Ty Bentleys, the Kelly Clarkson sets and stuff. And so we're willing to sacrifice that, but people see the 30 to 60 minute interviews we do, and they see we have fun, and we do, but they don't see the agony of trying to book the shows, get this person, going back and forth. Trying to make sure the cameras are right. There's just so much to all this to make it work that it's nerve-wracking sometimes.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. But that's why it's nice to talk about it. And I think, with my followers as well, they've watched me grow on my journey, and they've seen, I've always been honest with them. So, they've seen the struggles, they've seen the low points, they've seen when these shows have not been able to go ahead for one reason or another, and but then they always see me come back every single time I come back, and there's a new cover, or I go live, or constantly putting something out there, because it's all I want. So you work hard for what you want, don't you? Kind of you want to fall into your lap, kind of thing.
Exactly. I love that. Now, if you're listening live or the replay, be sure to share. Let's give her even more popular than she already is.
She deserves it.
She definitely deserves it.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So we talked about the sacrifice side a little bit. Let's go the other way, the glory side that people see. What are a few moments that you can look back on your career and you're like, wow, I got to do that?
Oh, there's so many. My number ones, as you spoke about at the beginning, we've had 4 UK number 1 country singles, and that just wasn't expected at all. I woke up one morning and there it was at number 1, and the feeling, I can't even put it into words. It's just incredible, and that is the power of social media, because I don't have a record label backing me, so that is the power of all my followers downloading the single, buying the single, sharing the single. They're just so good. And like I said, that's the power of social media, and that's why it's been a blessing for me. So the number ones, I would say, the headline shows that are coming up, that's going to be like a wow moment. I can only imagine at the moment how incredible that's going to be, because it's been a long time coming. And I had some news this morning that one of my original songs has been chosen by the Bluebird Cafe over in Nashville.
Oh wow!
Yeah, performed live. So that's really cool. That was a pinch me moment as well. So I was so emotional this morning when I heard the news, because any country artist, Bluebird Cafe, it's like wow, and they love my song so much that they want me to perform it live. So there's been so many, when videos have gone viral, or even pinch me moments when I get messages off followers saying like, thank you so much for your music, it's really helped me through a really tough time. That's another like wow moment. It doesn't have to be a massive glorified moment. Those little moments mean just as much to me. So there's been so many, and that's why I love it.
And I gotta say, you've got some amazing fans.
You do.
When like I told you before the show, when we posted that picture of you coming on the show and you comment on it, next thing I know, we end up with 300, 400, 500 likes on that one picture. And I'm sitting there like,
that was
whoa.
impressive.
Your fans love
They're incredible. They're amazing. They really are. I'm so grateful for them.
So now would be the point, tell us about the song that you're going to perform for us, and then the floor is yours.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this song is called Bible Paper Thin. It was my second ever number 1 country single.
Oh, wow.
And it's catchy. You'll be tapping your feet to this one. So I hope you enjoy it. You want me to sing it now?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead. Yes, please.
Yeah. No problem. I hope the sound's okay.
Yep, the floor is yours.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
And someone said, we love you.
I love you too. Oh, bear with me. Here we go. I can smell her cheap perfume under your $2 cologne. How foolish of it told you. Think I wouldn't know. I can hear you on the phone. Late at night when I'm in bed. You thought I was sleeping, but I heard every word you said. These walls are Bible paper. Can't hide your unoriginal sin. Cheers, not the new year, goes through our history. I've maybe done the same once and only. I can read between the sheets you're tangled in. 'Cause they're Bible papers then. I don't believe a word you say, and I can tell that you're hurt. You're digging yourself a hole every chapter, every verse. You're the man behind the curtain, but you're no wizard of all. You think your picture perfect, but I can see behind your flaws. These walls are Bible paper thin. Can't hide your unoriginal sin. She's not the new year, goes through our history. I'd have maybe done the same if it wasn't only. I could read between the sheets you're tangled in. 'Cause they're Bible paper thin. Woo! Lord, give me the strength to somehow forgive. But truth be told, my patience is Bible paper thin. Can't hide your unoriginal sin. She is not the new year, it goes through our history. I've maybe done the same if it wasn't only. I could read between sheets you're tangled in. 'Cause they're Bible paper thin. Bible paper thin. Woo!
I
Thank
love
you.
it.
Love it.
Thank you. Did that
song.
sound okay?
And somebody said,
Yes.
amazing as always.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I
And you
really
know,
appreciate
I love the sound of the traditional. I mean, we like all country music, but you know,
Yes.
but sometimes people forget that traditional country is still out there. And you know,
Oh,
so it's
yes.
really great so it's really great to see people that are still singing it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's my kind of country, you know, that's the country that I love. But I'm like yourselves, I love all country. I love all music, you know. But thanks, Kelly. See that little comment there. But, you know, traditional country for me is where my heart is, and I just love it so much. So going forward with the original album and all that good stuff, that is where we're gonna go. Old school classic country.
So I hear the
Oh,
car and you
yeah.
like the new Patsy Cline. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, well, people say that. I don't think that myself at all, but people do say that. But what an honour, you know. She's one of the greats, and she's one of my
Oh,
biggest
yes.
idols. So to be compared to her is just unbelievable. But I don't like to say that I sound like her because not everybody thinks that, you know.
So as you know, a lot of people, they see you as the artist, but they don't see the teams behind the artist. And I always
Right.
want to make sure they get the love they deserve because in my opinion, they almost never do. They do a lot of work for almost no recognition.
Yes.
But on our show, they get the
Absolutely.
recognition they deserve. So if you want to take a few minutes
Yeah.
just to tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
Yeah, of course. So I am signed to Legacy Records, and my manager, Jeremy Medcalf, is is just incredible. He's got my best interests at heart. He always does everything to make sure it's in my favour. A true professional and a really good friend, And yeah, you know, I can't imagine ever having another manager. He's absolutely great. So I'll be happy as long as we can work together, you know. We work great as a team, and that's why we've had the success that we've had, because, you know, we've got the same thought process, we're on the same page, and we both want the same things. So yeah, I'm glad that, you know, I got to mention him, because he really is great, and he does a lot of hard work behind the scenes at Legacy Records. So, you know, shout out to you, Jezza, if you're watching.
Love that. So what does your family think of what's going on with you?
My family are incredible. You know, they're my #1 fans. They think no matter what I do, they'll always think it's amazing and support me no matter what. But yeah, they're so supportive, so incredible, but they're very honest as well. If I do something that they don't like or doesn't sound very good, if you think I can do better, they'll be like, Laura, that was rubbish. Do it again. That was rubbish. You can do better than that. But I need that. I'm not surrounded by yes people at all. And the same with my manager. They're all very honest with me, but in a nice way, you know. So
yeah.
That's what helps me stay grounded. And I think if you're surrounded by yes people, sometimes you can get lost in the clouds a little bit, and I wouldn't like that.
Exactly. Right. I mean, because you see it in the entertainment world a lot, where people rise so much and nobody around them wants to say, hey, you know, you want to change this behavior. And the next thing you know, because you're like, how did nobody not see that they're this drug addict or alcoholic? It's like, how did nobody not warn them?
Yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes that happens where they move up so much and people are scared to say something because they'll snap. But sometimes you got to.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it goes back to, you've got to make sure that you are surrounded by the right people, by the good people, that especially in this industry. I mean, you know, there's so much coming to light at the moment, but I think in this industry, surround yourself with good people that you can trust 100%, because, and you know, if someone came along and offered me this shiny record deal and an amazing contract, and, you know, a naive girl would probably jump at that, but you've got to look into it more, you know. There's so much more to it, and that's why it's important to surround yourself with people you can trust, definitely. And I've got that.
Yeah, because I've got friends of mine in the music industry, and not every label would do this, but some do. There's some labels where, let's say, they put a few $1 million into somebody, and you're kind of competing for the same audience. Well, if they feel threatened, they'll come to you and say, look, we will give you a record deal. And you'll be so excited. Oh my God, I'm signing with a label. So you won't get an attorney or read the fine print, and you sign that dotted line. You're excited. They gave you a little upfront money. You've never had that before. And then they shelf you for 3 years.
Yeah, that's it. But like you say, it's not every record label, but you do hear of it happening. So you have to be very careful.
Exactly. You know, like I heard one of my songwriter and singer friends say, no matter what contract you have, big or small, get an attorney, because they're always going to look out for you.
Yeah, he's right. He's right, definitely.
So speaking of teams and family, we have a third co-host, our little 9-year-old that we let come on and ask a couple questions. So she's going to go get him real quick.
I will get him.
And we have a 2-year-old daughter. And we got a 2-year-old daughter that when she gets older, she'll be plugged in the show, because we are a family affair show.
Oh, that's lovely. I really like that. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, we can't imagine not doing it as a family.
That's lovely. I like that.
I mean, again, you know, when we first launched the show, that was my thing is, you know, how can we build this and incorporate our kids into it? And, you know, we're doing our best.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Laura. So what's your favorite food?
Favorite foods, probably McDonald's.
Ooh.
And what's yours?
Mine is pizza.
Oh, yeah, good pizza. Do you have Domino's over there?
Yeah.
We do. Yes.
Yeah, I love Domino's. Love Domino's.
He loves Little Caesars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always joke. I was like, you know what? Because we always talk about pizza on his part. I'm like, we need to get a pizza sponsor. Because and it would be real because if if we got a Little Caesars pizza sponsor, we would be able to say he would be able to say my favorite is Little Caesar. It'd be real.
See, you'll get it. You'll get it.
Yes, I
Have
am.
fun.
It's just a little cool in here.
It's okay. Ask your second question.
Okay, so what's your favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show. I binge watched Nashville a couple of months ago. Actually, loved that so much. I don't know if you've seen it. Brilliant. I loved Breaking Bad. I loved Prison Break. Friends. I love Friends and How I Met Your Mother.
Well, what's yours?
Mine is SpongeBob.
Yes.
And you know what's been cool. And you know what's been cool about it is he watches a lot of Nickelodeon shows. So we've been able to, because we do more than music, we do actors and artists. We've been able to bring people from his shows onto our show that he gets to talk to.
That is amazing. That is incredible.
Yes.
And he's got one more question.
Okay, what's your favorite movie?
It would have to be. I've got. Can I have two?
Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
It would be The Notebook.
All right.
And
That's Sandy's favorite.
Oh,
Really?
yes. That's my fave. Yes.
I could watch it every day. And Pretty Woman. I love Pretty Woman.
Oh, I love that one too.
I love the part where she goes back to the store and says, "Remember me?"
Yeah.
Big
Love
mistake.
that.
Big, huge, and kind of like what me and you were talking about before the show about people not taking us seriously.
Yeah, definitely.
Bye,
That moment
Dad.
was so satisfying.
Yep, that's my
Bye,
favorite part of
darling.
that Pretty Woman.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, he loves this part. He's been in almost every episode, and like I said, I always say we're a family affair show so much that we locked in the name Family Affair Media and wrapping our business around that.
Brand it. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. You guys just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. I mean, I had a look through your page, obviously being nosy before I came on. And what you're doing is brilliant. And anybody that's watching this, please give their page a like and show some support and share this video and let's get it circulating. That would be awesome and very much appreciated.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you too. And we definitely appreciate that little shout out there.
Yes.
So if you could co-write with any artist, dead or alive, who would it be?
It would probably be I would have loved to have worked with Patsy. That's it.
I guess I should have known that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patsy definitely because have you ever watched her movie Sweet Dreams?
I'm not sure.
Not sure that we have yet.
Oh, it's incredible. So give it a watch when you get a chance. It's brilliant. I know you guys are busy. And the type of person that she came across as, I think we would have had a good crack. We would have had a good laugh together. And she seems like my kind of girl. So Patsy Cline definitely. And I'd love to write with Dolly because she's the most phenomenal songwriter, one of the most phenomenal songwriters out there. She's so clever and witty about it, and hopefully we could bounce off each other and write a good banger, get it to number one.
That would be amazing.
Now, this may have 1,000 answers, but just think of the one that comes to your mind. But what's a song out there that you heard that you wish you wrote?
Oh, you're right. There's so many. But the first one that came to my head, and it's one that I've been listening to. I've just done a little cover of it actually, and posted it on my Instagram. Probably Shania Twain. You Win My Love. There's so many of her. I love her music anyway. Her music is just so uplifting and great and just beautiful, and genius. Let's say that. yeah, I don't know. I just love it. So if I'd have wrote something like that, I'd be very, very proud. Very proud.
And you know, I have her birthday since I guess she's older than me, but
Yes.
August 28th is her
Oh,
birthday. That's my birthday, and
awesome.
our wedding song 18 years ago was from this moment.
Oh, hey, lovely. So you should know
So,
you should know your fans as well then.
so we're planning on having a 20-year in 2022 a 20-year vow renewal, and we
Yes.
decided, you know what? We went with Shania at the beginning with from this moment. We're going to go with Shania again with "You're Still the One."
Yes.
Yeah. And oh, that'd be lovely. You know, two great songs that, you know, any couple in love will be able to relate to, you know. But every couple, you know,
Absolutely.
appreciate it for their own reasons. So yeah, that sounds lovely.
Thank you. So, 6 years ago, we asked Kelsey Ballerini where she wanted to be in 5 years. I always like to tell this story before I ask the guest that same question, because the answer Kelsey gave us back then in 2014, 15, it was, she is almost to the T of what she's living today. So she knew where she was going. Nobody was going to stop her. So knowing that,
Mm-hmm.
where do you want to be in 5 years?
I want to be a household name. You know, I want to be a household name. I want to perform at the Grand Ole Opry. You know, that's again a no-brainer. Um, I want to be a household name over in America, over where you guys are from.
Wow.
Because where I'm from, really, I don't think country music is appreciated enough. You know, there are
Yeah.
some country fans
Yeah.
out there that love it, you know, as much as I do, but not enough.
Mhm.
So I would love to, yeah, become a big household name, do more headline shows. If I could headline show for a living, oh my God, that's it. That's enough for me. I'd love that so much. So, but like I'm doing that this year. And when you say in 5 years, I hope I'm doing more of the same, to be honest.
Right.
I love that.
Love
So
that.
let's look even further down the road. Let's say we're 15 years down the road and you're a success on a grand scale. Whatever that looks like for you, you're there. If the person you are today
Mm-hmm.
could meet her, your future successful self, what would you want to remind her?
What would I want to remind the successful version?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd want to
Yes.
remind her that I'd want to remind her that, you know, remember why you started this journey, because you love it. I hope that you're still enjoying it. I hope you're still doing it for the love of music and the love of performing. Um, I'd congratulate her and give her a tap on the back and a massive hug and say, "You did it, girl. You know, you did it. It was
Yes.
worth it." And that's it, really. Just I hope that if I ever did, it's never going to happen, but if I ever did meet the successful version of myself, I'd just be really proud, you know, and I just hope to think that she's still enjoying it as much as I do now, and stay grounded and keep your faith.
Love that.
Awesome. So, who inspires you the most?
Artist wise,
It could be artist wise or in another way.
I think again, you know, I keep repeating myself, but I think it's Dolly. You know, look at her
Oh, love
career,
her.
how amazing she's done. She's so humble, so down to earth, very grounded. She's amazing.
She is.
My beautiful daughter, she inspires me,
Oh, love that.
keeps me
Awesome.
motivated, and you know, makes me very happy. And yeah, I'd say Dolly, really. Garth Brooks as well is another one. I don't know if you watched
Oh,
his
he's
documentary.
amazing.
Oh, incredible.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Just insane. But I think everybody has got their own path in life. Everybody's on their own journey, and I'll just try and take bits that I can from, you know, all of my peers and the people that I look up to. And I always think, if I can do this like her or like him, then I know I'm winning. I know I'm all right. I'm going to do good, you know.
one of my favorite Garth stories was one of the his songwriters is from not too far from where we live. And
Right.
the guy was playing at one of the bars in Nashville. I don't remember which bar it was, but one of the bars there. And this no-name person came up to him and says, when I'm in Nashville to get signed, when I get signed, I want to cut that song. And it was The Dance.
Yeah, I know
And
that
and,
story.
and, and then here
Gives
we
me
are.
goosebumps.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy that Garth had no idea how much he was going to change that guy's life, and that guy had no idea how much Garth was going to change his life.
Right.
No. This is what I mean. God has a plan for us all. He has a plan for us
Yeah.
all.
That's so
And,
true.
I think enjoy the journey, trust the process,
Yes.
and just keep the faith, Like today, you might wake up to, great news like I did, and it's just amazing. And there's good things to look for, in every day, And I think going back to what I said previously, as long as you're enjoying the journey, then you've got nothing to complain about, have you?
Yeah, because if you're not enjoying the journey, then when you do
That's what
finally get
matters.
there,
Mhm.
you're going to be miserable even at the destination.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people look for like fame and fortune when they're in this industry, but if that's what you're chasing, you're going to be miserable. You are going to be miserable.
true.
You've
Yeah,
got
because
to
it's going to be up. Because before you get there, you're going to be.
It'll
It's
be
going
a
to be a
roller
lot of ups
coaster.
and downs. I mean, there's no
Absolutely.
artist that we know that's made it big that didn't have their ups and downs.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
that's a given.
Exactly.
So if
Yeah.
you could describe your music to someone who's never heard it before, how would you describe it?
I would describe my music as very traditional country, old school classic country, fun, uplifting.
Yeah.
I do have another single called Daddy's Light, and it's a slow one. It's a ballad, but it's beautiful. It's a good story. It's a great story. So yeah, I'd hope to think that when people listen to my music, it makes them feel things, and they can resonate with it in their own way. If that happens when people listen to my music, then I'm happy.
Yeah, because to me, it's not a song unless it can move you. Whether it moves you to tears, to happiness, to joy, to sorrow,
Some emotion.
some emotion. If it don't move you, to me, it's not a song.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
And what would you
definitely.
right? And what would you like for your legacy to be? What would you ultimately like to be known for?
I would love to be known as it's really funny actually. I was having this conversation with my manager the other day. I'd love to be known as, she was always positive, she was always happy, she worked hard, and she went after her dreams and she got them. And I'd like to inspire people in that way, no matter what dream you've got, no matter how big or small, go for it. As long as you believe it, you can achieve it, always.
Yeah. Amen to that. I love that. Because again, the industry and entertainment, it doesn't matter whether you're hosts like us, artists like you, actors out there, it's such a tough industry.
Oh yeah,
and
anything in entertainment.
if you're going to not be positive and not see that vision in a positive light, you're just not going to make it. There's just too many obstacles already, and you don't need yourself to be that last obstacle.
Exactly. I think your own mind can get in your own way sometimes. So if you clear your mind, focus on the positives, and like we said previously, stay true to yourself, be honest and stay grounded, then you're on to a winner,
Yeah. And speaking of advice, let's say you had a friend of yours and you heard him or her sing and they've got something special. As Simon Cowell would say, they have that it factor. But they've played maybe 40 or 50 shows, so they're still getting their feet wet on the performance side. But they've been on stage. They got what every artist says, that stage bug, where they look over the crowd, and the crowd's roaring for them, and they just know they're in the right place. And they come to you and they say, Laura, I know I'm called to do this. I know I'm supposed to do this with the rest of my life. What advice would you give that specific person to kind of help guide them the next couple of years?
Do it, keep going. There's going to be bumps in the road. There's going to be moments of self-doubt where you think, is this going to happen for me? Blah blah. You've got to keep going. Just keep going. I mean, for me, for example, if I'm having a bad day, or will have, or a bad moment, let's say, not a bad day, or I'll put music on, I'll dance around my kitchen, I'll put myself in that positive vibration, and like I say, just as if you enjoy it and that's what you do, keep doing it and stay true to yourself. Always stay true to yourself and do what you love. Don't do what you think everybody else is going to do. What you love.
Yeah, I remember. This made me think about this. I remember a quote I heard that said, "Don't let a
I
bad
think you froze
moment."
again there.
Are we back?
Are we back?
Are we back? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? She must be froze.
You're back,
Yes,
I think. Yeah.
Okay, there you
Okay.
are. But I remember a quote that said, "Don't let a bad moment become a bad day, and a bad day become a bad week, and
I
a
can
bad
hear
week
you coming in and out.
become a bad month." And I never forgot that. Don't you love technology?
Yes. Technical difficulty.
Yeah, I've heard that as well, and it's so true. It's so true. You can't. Oh no, it's great, isn't it? We've done so well. We're 41 minutes in. We've done so well. But you're fine now. I can hear you. You were just coming in and out a bit there.
Oh well, yeah, I'm here.
Yes, we're here.
Yeah, and you're here now because you were froze for a little while too.
Yes, on our end.
So as we come to a close here, what's next?
The headline shows, which I'm very excited about. They're sold out, so that's incredible. And the original album, we're writing behind the scenes at the moment, perfecting everything. I'm doing band rehearsals behind the scenes, perfecting everything for the show, and then also doing the cuts in between. But my main focus at the moment is, making sure everything is perfect for these shows. I've been waiting a long time to do this, and I want to go on that stage. I want to come off that stage and be like, wow, I'm so proud of myself. I did incredible there. So that is what we're doing behind the scenes at the moment.
Love that. So as we end here, tell everybody how they can reach out to you.
You can always drop me a message on my Facebook page. The easiest way to contact me is probably through my Instagram, because there's not so many people on there, so I can see the message quicker. And there is an automated response on my Facebook page, so it'll give you an email address should you want to book me for any future events or anything like that. And I'll always try and reply as soon as I can. I'll go through my messages every single day, so just bear with me if I haven't got back to you yet.
That's why your fans love you.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. They love them too.
So as we come to a close here, we really enjoyed having you on the show today, and we look forward to having you back down the road.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
We appreciate it. Same here.
Thanks so much for your time.